10-point must system. The winner of the round must get 10 points. There's some problem with the tape, with the lacing on the right glove of Bobby Harkin. I think they want it taped. The referee is calling for tape, for the tape to go over the lacing. And in the event of a 3 knockdown, the fight will be stopped, and the boxer who has scored the 3 knockdowns will win the fight by KO.
A lot of staring going on during that little rules discussion from referee Malcolm Borner between the two fighters. Lester Ellis certainly trying to stare at his opponent, but Bobby Harkin didn't look too fussed about it.
Yeah, it surprises me that this wasn't done when the gloves were laced, because it's normal practice in England.
Yeah, that's right. I was under the impression that they did that back down in the rooms, and certainly if it was on purpose or if it was an accident, it's a nice little tactic by Harkin, because I'm sure that Lester wants to get on with it.
That just slows things down a little. Yeah. Yes, neat. Malcolm Bullner looks to the judges. They're in position, ready for round 1 of this Commonwealth title fight with Bobby Harkin and Lester Ellis. You can see the advantage that Ellis has in height. And he steers the left hand at Harkin. Harkin fairly trim in his position. Goes left and right to the body. Harkin, gloves held up well. Got good balance. He's outreached, of course, and he's got to be a bit careful how he leads up, because Ellis is a very fast counterpuncher with both hands. Harkin ducks underneath the lead, but doesn't score a clean counter. There's Ellis with that long left hand, making the point to John Famish on early that he uses his reach pretty well. And there was a neat right-hand counter, not an explosive punch by any means, but it was neat. Off balance goes Harkin, pays the penalty as Ellis clips him with a left into the body. Lester Ellis back to the camera. Still walking up to Harkin. An unusual stance, Harkin. The way he's got those gloves in front of his body. Back on the ropes. Short right hand by Bobby Ellis, and the referee called very quickly to Harkin, who let a countering body punch go a little low. There's a good combination by Harkin. Left to the body and a right to the head. And he was pretty quick about it too. Good left-hand lead by Ellis, but Harkin doesn't worry about it. He comes back strongly. Ellis working Harkin into the corner, and Harkin hitting the right to the body. Left hook to the head now by Ellis. That was a good punch. Harkin's left to the body and left to the head. Into the last minute of the round, and Ellis comes in on Harkin.
Don't hang in there, don't hang in there. Get him free. Come on, get him free. Don't hold, don't hold.
Ellis misses. Harkin clipped him with the right hand. Punches well with both hands. Ellis stays in close. Lets them go left and rights to the head. Neat action from both fighters there. This has the makings of a pretty good fight. Harkin, the Scot, in good left hand into the body and a right to the head by Harkin. Reminds Ellis that he's got a challenger here in the ring with him. Left hand lead by Ellis, and a good left hook counter by Harkin. Good punching by Ellis, both hands to the head. Fast and hard. Left to the head by Ellis again. As Harkin comes
get him free. Keep working there. Come on. Keep working. Don't hold. Come on. Come here.
Bell for the end of round 1.
Now a trimming.
John.
Yeah, that was a very interesting first round, and despite the pre-fight expectations of what Ellis was going to do to Harkin in the first round, I gave it slightly to Harkin, because I thought he threw the cleaner punches. He landed a lot of punches, and Lester's punches were caught on the gloves.
John Famishon scores the first round slightly to Harkin, and I certainly would agree with that. Left-hand jab now by Ellis. And I mentioned in the first round a rather unusual stance by Harkin. Very, very tight defence with his gloves up in front of his face. His elbows very close into his ribs. And it's going to be Ellis who'll have to use, I think, the left hook more than he's used in perhaps in other fights if he's going to really unsettle his opponent. There it is, left hook by Ellis, and back goes Harkin into the corner. Jab by Harkin, jab by Ellis. Ellis's punches appear to me to have a little more power than Harkin's, but Harkin's are very neat punches. And he's very careful what he does. When he gets out of position, as he did then, he really takes his time about getting away so he doesn't pop one. There's the left hook again by Ellis. Remember, I mentioned that that left hook could be a very potent weapon for the champion, and he used it to effect that time. Over the top goes Harkin and missed pretty badly with it, but he boxed well then, kept right up on top of Ellis, didn't let him get set for a counter punch.
Watch his heads. Come on, keep working there.
And came to no
real
harm.
Come on, Bobby, get your arms straight.
Left and right to the head by Harkin, back off the ropes. There's a good right hand there by Ellis. That was a good punch. Harkin left and right to the head, but he wouldn't want to swap punches like that with Ellis too often, because I think Ellis has the punching power that will cause him some trouble. Harkin's got to move around and box, because he's a neat boxer, and it's going to be skill against power in this championship contest. A right to the body by Harkin. Ellis moving up again. Harkin hits him with a right to the body. That was a neat punch. And there was a little bit of weight in that one. That was a hard punch. Ellis goes for the body, but straight a little low with that one. Good left hook and a jab by Harkin. And his Scott supporters are in good voice at the moment. The fight's got a long way to go. It's a 12-round journey. A championship journey for this Commonwealth title. Left and right to the head by Harkin. Neat two-handed hittings. Left-hand jab now by Ellis, and Ellis comes up to Harkin again. But Harkin is putting together the punches well. Beautiful right to the body by Harkin, and a hard right to the head. Oh, he's punching confidently now, Harkin. He's putting a lot more shoulder into his punches. Jab now by Harkin. He jabs Ellis, and Ellis looked nonplussed on that occasion. A good second round of the Scott.
Don't hold. Get him free. Get him free. Keep
walking
there.
falling for the break.
Now watch those heads. Break. Don't punch. Step back. Don't punch. Box.
Bell for the end of round 2. The job ahead of him, I think.
I think he's got the work ahead of him all right, and what a fantastic little fighter Harkin is. He's picking his punches, like that little combination there. He's thrown them in from time to time, and a very clean fighter, and a very good right uppercut that he's throwing from the shoulder.
But you would say this has got the makings of a great fight, and what we saw in that second round.
Yeah, I certainly do, Ron, and once again I've given that narrowly to the Scotsman.
Third round of this Commonwealth title fight between Lester Ellis and Bobby Harkin from Scotland. And the Scot is fighting furiously now, left and right to the head. Ellis is obviously going to try and overpower him. He let him go, he stood in close and kept punching. Now he's trying to get Harkin back into the corner, and Harkin knows a bit about it. He comes from Glasgow, and a little bit of roughhouse won't worry him. Ellis moving up to Harkin, trying to get him back there so that he can let those punches go. But once again, Harkin beats into the punch with that left hook. Ellis has forgotten about the left hook at the moment, and he's trying to out-punch him with leads and straight punches, left and right to the head. But Harkin walked through it.
Bring it up.
And he gave him a little bit of a duck with the head then. One of the little tricks he might have learned in Glasgow. The lead by Bobby Harkin, short, well off the target. Ellis just looks a little unsettled at the moment, not too sure what he should be doing against this very tricky opponent. And Ellis had the opportunity to corner him and just didn't know what to do and how to go on with it, and finished up backing away. So Harkin's able to come out, clipped him with a left hook. He's claimed Ellis very cleverly now. He's calling for the break, and he gets a warning for punching on the break and boxing the head. He's a rough little fighter. Left to the head and a left into the body by Ellis. Ellis goes left and right to the body again. Left hand lead now by Ellis. Harkin away from the ropes. Lester Ellis Again, slow to move, and Harkin takes the advantage and scores with both hands. Left hook by Ellis, left hook counter by Harkin, and Harkin's claiming that left glove of Ellis. Here, he's got it. Bulmer calling for let him go. Hard left into the body by Ellis, and a hook to the head by Ellis. That was his best combination so far. Now he's letting them go. Beautiful left hook by Lester Ellis. Right hand counter by Harkin. Oh, this is a fight. The lead by Harkin, slipped by Ellis. Now Harkin waiting for a counter punch, not going to get caught in the corner. Whoops, he wasn't too sure, and Ellis didn't take full advantage of that uncertainty by Harkin. Harkin's hook high over the head of his opponent.
Keep working there, keep working there. Back, step back, don't punch. Step back. Box.
And the bell for the end of round 3.
Bobby Harkin, I guess, still shaded him.
No, I gave that an even round. I thought it was marred by the clinches and the headbutting by the Scotchman. Yet towards the end of the round, as we see here, Ellis started to come back.
This will be round 4.
Right, box on.
Round 4 it is. Lester Ellis and Bobby Harkin for the Commonwealth Lightweight Title. Left by Ellis. Harkin missing with his left hook. He pulled it right away. Just a couple of little uncertain moves by Harkin late in that third round, and at the start here, just a little bit that's better. Left into the body by Harkin. Neat punch, but he leads well off the target. Ellis coming in, left-hand jab by Ellis, but not following it up. I still think I'll ask John in the next interval what he thinks about Ellis'
Don't hang in there, don't hang in there, watch your head.
I would have thought the left hook would have been the punch for him, but he's been very sparing in its use. Left and right to the head that time by Ellis, and back comes Harkin. Harkin shows that he's willing to stand toe-to-toe with Ellis if he wants to do it. In comes Harkin, left and right by the Scot, but Ellis's left hook was the better punch. Good left into the body by Ellis. That was a good punch. That stung a little. So did that one. Left hook by Ellis. He hurt Harkin that time, but the Scot gamely comes back. Ellis goes left and right to the head. He's really trying Harkin out in this round. Up he comes to Harkin again. Left into the body. A beautiful body punch by Ellis. A stinging rip to the ribs.
Don't hang in there. Get up free. Get up free. Get up free.
He is really testing the Scot in this 4th round. A lead by Ellis. Harkin comes back with a left hook. Claims Ellis's glove very quickly.
Don't hold, don't hold.
Jab again by Harkin. Oh, left and right to the head by Ellis. And he's down. Oh, they were hard punches. 5 is the count. 6 is the count. 7 is the count. 9. He's up. He's up at 9. Bobby Harkin. But this has been a great round for Ellis. He really went after him. 59 seconds to go in this round. And Harkin's got to really see it out because Ellis is now in full flight. The champion wants to keep his title to the left of the body. And he let one go. He let one go as Harkin was down. I don't think it connected. But Harkin's very, very shaky. Counted 6. Harkin not too good. 9.
10. You okay?
No, he was on his feet when Malcolm Bulmer said 10. Another knockdown and it's all over. And it's left and right to the head by Ellis. Harkin comes back gamely, trying to fight his way out of trouble. Hits a hook to the head. The referee's going to stop it. And Lester Ellis retains his title. Lester Ellis still the Commonwealth champion. Solidly tested in the first 3 rounds, but then with a great fighting 4th round, disposes of the Scot with 2 knockdowns, and on the verge of a 3rd knockdown, the referee stops the fight. John Famishon.
Well, that first knockdown run was the beginning of the end for Harkin. 2 good punches to the jaw, and certainly when he got up from that 2nd knockdown, it was only a matter of time, and of course we saw the referee intervene and stop the fight. I think this is one of the best fights that I've seen Ellis fight in. He was a little bit frustrated early in the piece in those first 3 rounds. But then when he landed that shot, that left hook, which obviously was his best punch as the fight was progressing, it did finally catch up with Harkin. And, of course, as we saw, it slowed Harkin down.
Well, there's no doubt that the Scot was a worthy opponent. We'll really have to... Here's the punching power of Lester Ellis as he stormed into Harkin. It was a bit careless in doing that. That's very risky doing that sort of thing, because the referee obviously ruled that it was not a foul. And there's another one. That's very, very careless. And that in a certain situation, that could get him into a lot of trouble. But he's a great two-fisted fighter, Ellis. There's no doubt about that. But he was really on the rampage. And, of course,